All right, so annotating a poem. I'm going to be looking at this poem and specifically looking to decipher its meaning. I do know from somebody I've been told that this poem contains quite a bit of symbolism. So I know I'm going to be kind of focusing a little bit on that. But again, the main purpose in reading anything and looking at anything is to find, what's the deeper meaning. So, best place to start, at the beginning. Invictus. Well, I'm not exactly sure what that means, so I'm going to put a little question mark. I've heard it before. I heard it in regards to a movie, I think, but specifically what that means, not sure. So a little question mark there. Let's see. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole. I see pit being underlined there and black. I wonder if that symbolizes anything. So anything I see that might be symbolism or possibly symbolize something, I'm going to highlight it in pink. That way I can remind myself to check my trusty symbolism packet. What might be symbolism? Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole. I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. Well, it sounds to me, out of the night that covers me. Night, I'm assuming black is the pit, this sort of almost negative connotation. Coming out from this, I thank the gods for my unconquerable soul. So whatever despair, whatever suffering this person had to deal with, they came out the stronger. Suffering, but came out okay with the unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Almost similar, have that same kind of sense, whatever bad situations that were felt, no wincing, no crying. Under the bludgeonings of chance, so chance, whatever things happened, and bludgeonings, definitely, being hit sounds a bit negative. My head is bloody, but unbowed. Bloody, something there too, blood. It's something you can touch that might mean something. Beyond this place of wrath, wrath I think means anger, or some sort of very strong negative emotion. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms the horror of the shade. Let's see, horror sort of underlined there. I'm not sure if that might symbolize anything, but I'll definitely check it. And yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. So I definitely see this sort of negative but positive on the end. Negative but positive on the end. Negative but positive on the end. So it almost reminds me of a connection here. Reminds me in a way of the movie Rocky, where he keeps getting hit, and he has this speech where he says, it's not about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. So I'm going to add that because that definitely, a little connection there. Reminds me of Rocky, always get up. It matters not how straight the gate. Straight the gate, I've heard that before. I wonder if is that some type of illusion? I think I've heard that in the Bible, as a matter of fact. And especially since we've seen, gods and soul, that might be some kind of allusion to something in the Bible. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. Definitely some more sort of biblical terms. The scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Interesting. Very strong sense of I am, that anaphora there. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. No matter how strongly negative the cards might be dealt against me, I still control. I am in control. All right. Well, that was just a short first read annotation with some just initial things I found. But, knowing that I have to, want to look for these sort of deeper meanings, I am going to go ahead and check with my symbols and packet to see if there's anything else, and add any further notations that I think might add even more meaning. So I'm going to start from the beginning here. So I had black. Let's see if that has any connection there. Well, I don't see anything in this part. I know in the end of the symbols and packet there's things for colors and numbers, but I do, however, see there is blood, and I have bloody here. So blood globally represents life itself as the element of divine life that functions within the body. It is repeatedly referred as having magical powers and as the only food for the supernatural beings. It is associated with a variety of non-rational notions, etc. Brotherhood, vengeance. Corresponds to the color red. Sunlight. Closely tied to passion, but also with death, war, sacrifice. Interesting. Well, as with anything, there's a lot of different things it could possibly be, and so just sort of using my own sort of inference skills and seeing the kind of pattern I've seen already, based on what I've seen with the sort of negative, but the strength within, the negative and the strength within, I would probably think this might correspond more to some sort of I've been through, or I should say the author, my head is bloody, corresponds with this sort of war, sacrifice, struggle. Along with, my head is bloodied, but I do have this strength within life. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to go back through and check my other ones. Or maybe I'll let you guys. At this point, you guys have seen me go through this poem on my own with an initial read with some initial annotations from things that I've connected to, literary devices I've noticed, but there's some other things that I should go through and find to see if I can uncover even more deep meaning. With any text, with any picture you find, one read isn't enough. Go deeper. Get into what the literature is. What meaning can we find, and how can that direct us towards deeper meanings in life?